Oh, hello.
I am
Welcome.
not in the booth yet.
Welcome. We have people starting to join us. Fantastic. Welcome to this KISC JOTI session. We have a few more people joining us. Fantastic. We have people from all around the world coming to join in. We're going to give about a minute and let people come in so they can sort of get a bit of a feel. Hopefully everyone here is wearing a scarf, your scout necker. And if you are, I encourage you to post in the chat where you're from and what scarf you're wearing. Dear friends in scouting, welcome to our workshop. My name is Delshad and I come from Australia as one of the ex-staff from Candlestick who live around the world. Kaya Wanju, as I'm streaming from Australia, a continent made up of hundreds of different First Nation countries, I wish to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land of which I'm streaming from, the Whadjuk Budja, or the Whadjuk land of the Noongar people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Throughout KISC JOTI, we aim to protect everyone. If you need a listening ear, you can find details through the webinar chat or at kiscjoti.info. And before we get too far into the session, for people who've just joined us, could you please post into the chat what kind of scarf you're wearing, what it looks like? I really hope you're wearing one. This session will have a Kahoot challenge. And if you've never heard of that before, that's okay. We will give you a bit of a chance to see what that looks like very, very soon. But let's get going. So when you visit KISC, it's rare that you'll see Pinkies wearing their own scout uniforms from their home countries because we're all one family at KISC. So we just wear pink or green. But you will see Pinkies wearing all kinds of scarves. There are special ones, and every Pinkie does get one personal pink scarf. But as you can see in this photo, there are lots of different scarves that are being worn. You can even see people wearing more than one scarf at a time. And KISC loves to keep scarves on the walls all around the center. Washing, ironing, and changing those is a big job, but it's something that the Pinkies love to do to help share the center with everyone. Very few scarves in this photo are using woggles or slides to hold them together. They're using a friendship knot, and this is something you can learn at KISC that Scouts and Guides do with a new friend they've made or just as a memory. And the designs of these scarves can be pretty cool as well. And just looking at some of the comments, we've got people from England and Hong Kong. We have some other KISC ambassadors. Hello, Peter. We've got, who have we got? I'm just reading through. There's a lot of people. Fantastic. Thank you for posting. Indonesia, India, Poland. Fantastic. But of course, this photo is a little bit of an old one. And it's a really good example of some stunning Icelandic smiles and some stunning Danish hair. But everyone here is wearing very, very different scarves. Some scarves have the national name or even their logo there. Can you guess what these scarves are? I challenge you to see if you can guess them and write it in the chat. There are 5 different scarves. And if you look closely, you can probably guess what some of them are. Let's have a look. Bolivia and Australia, yes. Lithuania, yes. Hong Kong. There's one more scarf in the middle. So it's one scarf that Romania, yes. Excellent. Well done. Yes. So from left to right, these are the national scarves, the NSO scarves of Bolivia, Hong Kong, Romania, Australia, and Lithuania. Excellent. See if I can give you a bit more of a challenge. What about these scarves? To give you a hint, their Scout logos are all on these scarves. There are 2 European region scarves and 2 Asia Pacific scarves. Oh, well done. We've got Sweden, yes. Oh, let's have a look. Finland on the right, yes. Sweden, then next. The second from the left is Taiwan. But what is the one on the far left? Does anyone recognize that one? It's from a very small scout organization in the Asia Pacific. It joined World Scouting about 10 years ago. Any guesses? It's a country called Timor-Leste, or sometimes called East Timor. And their scout logo has a purple scarf with red, yellow, and black binding, with their scout badge sewn on to the back. And so they've got some amazing scouts and activities going on there now. How about these three NSO scarves? One's European region, one's from the Inter-Americas, and another one from Asia Pacific. Oh, so we can challenge some people. You're very good. Very good. France is certainly on the left. Yes. Oh, Kia ora. Not New Zealand, but that's a really good guess. And yes, Patrick Choi, well done. Brazil is in the middle. On the far right is a small island nation called Kiribati, who have a small scouting population, who again have recently been at some international events, which is fantastic. Although that design is used by some countries, red, white, and blue is certainly a very common color in many Scout NSOs. As people are joining, thank you for sharing what your scarves are. This is fantastic to see what people have got. Now, some scarves are very similar to each other, with only a small part being different. For example, one scarf is, again, from the one scarf's from Asia Pacific, and one scarf is from the European region. Hello, Patrick. Yes, the scarf on the left has the Union Jack, and of course is the UK national scarf, and the scarf on the right is the Malay scarf. Yes, fantastic. So that's a really good one. Here are three more. Again, these are just NSO scarves. Can you identify these? Nicola, well done. So we have New Zealand, fantastic. We have South Africa, who have their flag on the back. And the one on the right is, oh, good guess. It's not Norway. Ooh. Have I possibly challenged people now? It's not Ireland. Ooh. I do love a good challenge. It's not the Canadian scarf. Yes, if you guessed Iceland, you are correct. The scarf on the right is the national Icelandic scarf. Yes. The Swedish scarf was a little bit earlier. We definitely didn't miss that one. But of course, there are 173 National Scout organizations all around the world. So we couldn't fit every single scarf into this presentation. I'm sorry. But that's okay. Let's see about these three. I'll give you a hint. None of these are from the US or Poland. Guesses. Mexico. Yes, absolutely. The scarf on the left is Mexico. The scarf in the middle is the Netherlands, or Holland, some people might say. Yes. And the scarf on the right is Singapore. Yes. Oh, fantastic. It's really good that everyone is posting their ideas and getting involved. Marvelous. Now, here's a bit of a challenge for you for the next one. The next one is not from a National Scout Association, but I'm curious if you'll recognize it. Some of you will, and some of you might have never seen it before. It belongs to the largest scout group in the world, but does anyone know what that group is called? Oh, I can't fool any of you. Well done. It is the Gilwell scarf. The scarf is a universal symbol of scouting, and its McLaren tartan patch on the back represents the leader training that started in Gilwell Park in England. The pattern was adopted in honor of a British scout commissioner who, as a descendant of the Scottish MacLaren clan, donated money for the Gilwell Park property on which the first wood badge program was held. Originally, the entire scarf was made of tartan, but today we just use a small patch on the back, with the neckerchief often worn with a Gilwell woggle. I'm curious, who here calls these? I've been using the word scarf the entire time. Who says neckerchief? Who says necky? Who says scarf? I'm sure that can be a discussion that people can get very passionate about. Scarf or necky? Necky? Neckar? Scarf? Handkerchief. Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while. But yes, traditionally it was a handkerchief where people could then fold into a triangle and from there. Fantastic. That's really, really good to see. Fantastic. Now, let's take away from these graphic design ones and take some photos of the real world. Let's see. These boys are wearing the same scarf, and it looks like another scarf we've already looked at. Do you know what scarf it is? You may see a hint on their uniforms. While people are looking at, I'm just going to look at some of the comments we've had so far. Levi says, in English, I say necker because I learned that from my English friends. In Austria, we say tuscheri, tuscherl. I'm very sorry if I'm mispronouncing the words. I most certainly am. Neckar, necky, fantastic. Yes, just having a look, it is certainly from Malaysia. These three young scouts are from Malaysia. The next one I'm going to show you has a few scarves hidden around. There's one on the left slightly blurred. You've seen it recently. You might recognize it. Does anyone know what that one is? Oh, thank you, Levi. I'm certainly glad that I gave it a bit of a go and didn't mess it up too badly. Well done. Yes, Iceland. Yes, so on the far left, out of focus, is the Icelandic scarf. And the two logos, the fleur-de-lis and the trefoil, shows our brothers and sisters in scouting, but also in Girl Scouts and Girl Guiding, in WAGs. And as someone has pointed out, Levi as well, well done. The lady with the green blue top and the yellow blue scarf, that is a WAGs scarf. Yes, the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts also have a international scarf that their members wear when they are at events like the Commission for the Status of Women, CSW, and various other events. For those eagle-eyed lookers, you might see at the very bottom of that photo is, I think, a Swedish scarf. Levi asks, is this photo from the Academy last year? You are too good, my friend. Yes, yes, this is from the Academy. And for those who are curious what that is, the Academy, although Levi could say it much better than me, is an opportunity for members of scouting and guiding throughout Europe to undertake some leadership courses. This is what I've heard. I live in the Asia Pacific region from Australia, so I've never actually seen it. So I can't say I really know. Now, these two leaders in green shirts, do you remember what scarf that was from? It's a country in South America. Oh, yes, it most certainly is Brazil. Brazil, excellent. Well done. How about these? Try and make things a bit more challenging. Noah, yes, you're hoping the Irish scarf was going to appear, and you're right, the Irish scarf certainly has. On the left is Argentina. In the middle is Ireland. And on the right is, having a few guesses. On the right is Croatia. Yes, the national Croatian scarf. I should add, this session is being live translated into Spanish by Helen, who is one of our Pinkies from Costa Rica. Peter from the Netherlands is also helping with technical support. And we have, of course, our on-the-ground team of Floor and Manu at KISC. So thank you everyone who's helping to make this session happen. It's fantastic. Oh, Joseph, it's not Croatian. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I thought I had the right name. I've learned something new tonight. Fantastic. My apologies. Let's see if I've got the next two correct. How about these two scarves? The photo on the left is how all scarves are stored at KISC when they are rolled up and put all along the walls. It's an amazing thing. And I truly hope you get to see it someday when you can travel to KISC. Ecuador is most certainly on the left. Yes. On the right is a scarf that you may not see unless you go to KISC or a World Jamboree. It's not Mexico, I'm sorry. Good guess, Nicola. It's not Swiss, James, but that's a good guess. The Swiss national scarf is red and white. I think some of the World Jam ones have a bit of black as well. Canada, good guess, not the Canadian scarf. They have a very strong maple leaf on theirs. Indonesia, Kadir, the Indonesian scarf is red and white again, but a slightly different pattern. It's interesting how scarves can be very similar. Oh, we've got a guess. Noah's got it. It is from Chile. Well done, Chile. Fantastic. So yes, it is a scarf that might be a bit of a challenge to sort of see because it's not one from a country that perhaps is very close to KISC, but that doesn't make it any less part of our World Scouting family. But I've been talking about scarves from all around the world so far, from our brothers and sisters who live everywhere. Now I want to look at the scarves from KISC because there's more than just one scarf. When people come to KISC and you wear a scarf, you can get a free ride on the buses in town. It's very good. But there are also special scarves for the different roles at KISC. And when we updated our crystalline logo in preparation for the 100-year celebration, these 6 scarves are now the main focus that we have. We have the green scarf for the helpers who help make sure that KISC has the extra support it needs to run all year, especially between seasons and in the high season in summer. The pink scarves are for our general staff. Peter is wearing a very stylish green shirt, green helper shirt. Thank you, Peter. And the green helpers with their green scarves get a magnificent green shirt. One day, I hope to get a green scarf and green shirt too, Peter. Fingers crossed. The pink scarf you are able to earn once you become a Pinkie and serve at the World Scout Center, for a season. The light blue scarf is for members, and you too can join and become a member. Members help make choices for the future of KISC and have exclusive merchandise to buy on the shop and a pretty cool scarf. Ambassadors have the orange scarf, which I believe Peter is wearing around his neck. Fantastic. And help promote KISC in your country. There is a whole web page on KISC.ch where you can find out more about the ambassador from your country. And I strongly encourage you to send them emails if you would like some information about KISC. The dark blue scarf is for the committee. These friends don't wear a scout uniform necessarily, but it's important that they help lead us to help support the foundation to help keep KISC running. And the last one are the rainbow scarf are for life members, which you can become. So you can become an annual membership to become a member or a life membership and get that amazing rainbow scarf. Noah's asked, is there one with the 100 years logo on it? Yes, there certainly is. And it looks amazing. And it is available in the shop. Yes, absolutely. But we've only looked at a small number of neckers in our time so far. So let's have a bit of a challenge. We're about to see what you've learned and what you're going to have some fun with a Kahoot. For people who have never used Kahoot before, it's an online web platform with some bit of a quiz. And what's going to happen is in a moment, I am going to share a different screen with you and you are going to be able to join this. So very quickly, let's have a look here. You should now be able to see a new screen with a game pin. To join this quiz, all you need to go to is kahoot.it, not .com, but kahoot.it, and enter this pin. And Bronze Wolf has joined us, yes. Or you can scan this QR code and you can join straight away. I'll give everyone a few moments just to join and get into the game. We have, excellent, 9 people so far. Fantastic. We have Bronze Wolf, Flying Seal, Shining Mouse, Rational Llama, Fast Egret. Yes, these are all randomly chosen names. I'm sorry. To make it a bit easier for our listening ear and our safe from harm, we've turned it to the system where it will choose your name for you. In a few moments, we are going to turn it on and we will see what you've learned so far and what's challenged you. Fantastic. If you drop out at any time, there will be a code in the bottom corner of your screen. And from there, you can simply go to kahoot.it and rejoin us. Fantastic. There are 23 of us. I think that is nearly everyone. No, Lily Rose is still joining us. Fantastic. We'll just wait a tiny bit longer. There are 43 participants and there are 24 people. Yes, we will certainly wait a little bit longer. That's okay. I imagine for some people, this is their very first time using this platform. While we're waiting, let me explain what's going to happen. I have 12 challenging questions, 12 very hard, impossible questions you will never know the answer to. Very, very hard questions. The question will appear on your screen and 4 options, usually, 4 options will appear. You need to tap on your device the correct answer. Some questions might have more than one correct answer. The very first one is just going to be to experiment dropping a pin, just so you can get a feel before we have an actual question. The second one, we'll get into it properly. All right. If you haven't joined yet, you'll be able to join with a code in the corner, which should be there in a moment, but let's leave no time wasted and let's get straight into it. Remember, if you're not in it yet, all you have to do is go to kahoot.it and enter the pin. The pin will be in the bottom corner of the screen. Let's go. What's that scarf? First question, we're just going to ask you to drop a pin on the world map to show us where you're joining us from, because it would be wonderful to know where everyone is participating from. And at the end, we'll all be able to see them. 15 seconds. 2, 1. Wow, that is amazing. We have from so many time zones around the world, our friends and our family of scouting joining us. Right, let's keep going. Hopefully you're now ready. This time, the question will appear. After a short pause, the option answers will appear. And that's what you have to tap on your device. You only get points for a correct answer, and you get more points the faster you are. Question 2. Who wears scarves in scouting? Oh, some people are very competitive here. Everyone who is invested as a scout? Yes, I am so glad you got that correct. Nicola asks, where am I? I am on the west coast of Australia in a city called Perth, which is, I guess people like to say, is the middle of nowhere, but that's okay. Mountain Dog, well done. Question 3. Who wears the special scarf in this picture? Do you remember? Pink scarf like this one. Although this is the old one, they have now changed the design with a new crystal, of course, and they have what is on your screen right now. Nicola says, I didn't drop a pin. Yes, Nicola, when I'm running it, I actually can't drop a pin. It won't let me. Sorry. It was the Pinkies, yes. And just like that, it can change so quickly. Let's keep going. Multi-select. Which scarves use yellow in their design? Remember, you can choose more than one answer, and there is more than one answer. Yab asks, yes, anyone can be a Pinkie. It's not just for people from Switzerland. In 1920, at the end of the First World Jamboree, Baden-Powell said that he dreamed of a permanent mini jamboree where people from all across the world could come in universal brotherhood. And 3 years later, Candlestick International Scout Centre opened. The only 2 times the centre was ever forced to close its doors was during the Second World War and the recent COVID pandemic. But aside from that, KISC has been open to not just Scouts and Guides, but anyone. And anyone can become a Pinkie. And I strongly encourage all of you to do it. Dominic, to join, you need to go to kahoot.it and enter the pin at the bottom of the screen. So, Bolivia, Australia, Brazil all use yellow in their scarves. Finland doesn't, they have only blue and white. And Kiribati only has blue, white, and red. I'm sorry. Bit of a challenge, that one. Let's keep going. Ooh, fast egret. Streak of 3. Well done. Let's keep going. Who wears the special scarf in this picture? I'll give you a hint. It's not the Pinkies. They don't get to wear this one. But if you look closely, you might find it. Dominic, I hope you're able to join us. Yeah, yes, I probably talk a bit too much. I'm sorry. That's okay. Yes, the members wear the light blue scarf. Life members wear a special rainbow scarf, which is quite an impressive scarf. It looks very beautiful when it's rolled up. Very beautiful. Oh, Lily, I'm glad that you joined us. I'm sorry it took a while for it to work for you. Let's keep going. Hopefully you're in now. What country does the scarf come from? Don't get tricked. I did say I would have tricks. Yes, it's not Austria. I am sorry. No, kangaroos aren't from Austria. They are from Australia. Levi, you nearly fell for that. Oh, I'm feeling very evil now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, the Scout scarf is from Australia. This is the new one. The old scarf used to be ochre or brown color, and the word Australia and the kangaroo was almost the same, but it was in black as a screen print design. Very cool scarf. Well done, Charming Lima, but be careful. People are catching up. Oh, Patrick, it's okay. What country does this Scout scarf come from? And yes, there is a wags woggle. That doesn't matter. James, you need to tap the answer. Don't write it in the chat. Tap the answer. It was from New Zealand. That's okay, Lane. We're here to have fun. I promise that it's not a test where it's going to be a bad thing at the end. It's okay. This is purely for fun. It was New Zealand, yes. Ooh. What scarf is this Brazilian scout wearing? Look closely. Don't get fooled. It's not a Korean scarf, I promise. Actually, that's a question I want to ask people in the audience. Does anyone know if Korea has a national scarf? Because I was looking and I couldn't find an actual, just a Korean national scarf. I found some event scarves, but I could not find a national Korean scarf. If someone could tell me what it looks like, I'd really love that. That would be wonderful. Oh, Patrick, thank you. Yes, they do. It was a KISC members life scarf. So you remember how I said it's a beautiful, amazing rainbow pattern when it's rolled? Well, this is one of our previous directors, Felipe, who originally hails from Brazil. However, here you can see he is wearing a stunning rainbow scarf and being absolutely amazing. Oh, I'm getting some good answers. I'm going to have to ask people at the end about this. But let's keep going with the quiz. Because the next session is International Campfire, and I cannot make you late for International Campfire. That'll be worse than me mixing you up with Austria and Australia. Is this scarf from France? True or false? I stroke my beard and I laugh evilly. Joseph, I know Korean Scouts, but they have the same Korean Jamboree necklace, so I don't know as well. False. It's true. It is the design of the French neckerchief with a rubberway scarf. Keep going. We have a couple more. This is a multi-select. What is this scarf? Peter has one. Ah, excellent. Excellent. So, to celebrate KISC 100? Yes, that's correct. It's from Kansas Lake International Scout Center? Yes. Something special for this year only? Yes, absolutely. And I would recommend getting one for the end of the year, so don't run out. What country does this scarf come from? From Ukraine. Yes. No, not Sweden, but I'm glad no one said Sweden. Yes, this is the Ukraine national scarf, which is currently being to help support the scouting program for the Ukraine National Scout Association. They are currently selling those to help support scouting in their country. Yes, which is fantastic. Charming Limo, well done. Here's a trick question. What country scarf is not in this picture? What is missing? I am very sorry. To every Singapore scout who is joining us, I apologize profusely for misspelling your country's name. I am sorry. That's unprofessional. My apologies. The answer was supposed to be the Philippines, and thank you to those 13 people. To those 6 people, I'm very sorry. Yes, you're right, Lane. I need to make sure that I spell it correctly. I am sorry. That's not good. So, in third place, Soaring Badger, well done. In second place, Fast Egret. And drum roll for the first place person is Charming Lima. Well done. Now, that is fantastic opportunity, but we are going to return to our presentation very, very quickly. So thank you those people who joined for that lovely Kahoot, but we are going to head back to our session. Fantastic. I hope you all had fun with that, by the way. And again, my apologies for Singapore. We looked at these scarves before, the scarves that are part of sharing our permanent mini jamboree. But one question that gets asked is, how do you get these? Anyone can join as a member or a life member. So that's one way to earn those scarves. But if you're not joining as a member of KISC, or if not joining is something that you don't want to do, you can always buy a scarf from KISC to help celebrate. There's this KISC 100 year centenary scarf. It's pretty special, but it's not the only special scarf out there that you could add to your collection. You could have a scarf for friendship, or a scarf for equality, or one to help share unity and peace. And what better way to do that than to help share a goal of humanitarian work? And yes, there are scarves out there that can help support that, like this one, something that Baden Powell intended for Scouts to be working towards as one global family. Last things. The QR code will now take you to a web page where you can complete the session. The link will also has been posted in the chat. Thank you, Peter. Fantastic. I invite all participants, if you're looking for other activities to do, share your scarves in a time capsule activity as part of our static program. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to our support staff, Helen, Peter, Flor, Manu, and everyone else who's joined us to help make this session a reality. Our next session will be starting in about 24 minutes, the International Campfire. This is usually a weekly session at KISC that helps to share the spirit of international friendship with a bit of pyromania. But with this digital session, we are going to share this across the internet. Thank you, friends, from wherever you have come to join us from. It has been a pleasure to have you. I hope that has been something that you have joined from, you have had a lot of fun with. Please remember to join for our next live session, the International Campfire, and take care. We'll leave the chat open for a little bit longer if people would like to ask any questions, or if you would like to share some details about your scarves. I would love to hear them. Gab, say, I'm going to say, Magandang, Umanga. Oh, I'm so sorry. For Filipino, that means good morning. I'm sorry. James, where am I from? If my accent didn't give it away, I am from Australia. I am one of KISC's external staff members as part of the Kanda 100 team, working alongside Peter, Flor, and many others of my brothers and sisters. Raphael, do we have a link for the website with scarves? The Kahoot that was made for today, we can certainly look at making that as something for a bit of a challenge. Levi, this was my session. Thank you, Levi. Very kind. Clara, well, this is a good question. What are the differences between the two campfires? So the live sessions this weekend that KISC are running have a few different elements. The live session specifically, we have different entrants and different people who are sharing skits. So when you visit KISC, one night a week, we have the International Campfire, and we invite guests to come on stage in front of the fire and do a skit or a song or something. So we've brought that wonderful physical elements of being at KISC, and we're putting it in the digital space. So that's what the differences for each session are. And I really encourage you to go to all the ones that you can, depending on your time zone, of course. Rolando, thank you very much. I will have to work on my Filipino. Patrick, I wish I was at KISC. No, I'm in Australia. I am probably as far from KISC as you can get. James, thank you. Campfires, Clara, yes, we have to have a campfire at KISC. There is a giant campfire pit. They have flags with the giant World Scout logo and the giant Swiss flag and the KISC crystal, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Susanna, how long have I been in scouting? I was very lucky. I discovered scouting when I was they call them Joey Scouts in Australia, like Joey is a baby kangaroo, but it's the section before Cub Scouts. So I was about 7 years old at the time. So, and scouting has meant a lot to me. So, you know, you pay forward what you get, and KISC is an amazing way to do that. The Zoom link of Campfire, you need to register on the events page to get the link, I believe. So you'll have to go to kiscjoti.info, go to the events and register, and then you'll get a personal link sent to your email of the session. But that starts in 20 minutes. So if you want to do that, you will need to do that pretty quickly. The Campfire is there. The scarves are available. All the scarves shown are either available through the World Scout shop, the KISC website, or onestopscouting.org, I believe, is where the Ukrainian Scout Association are selling their scarves as the fundraiser. Raphael, these are digital badges. Yes, that is correct. My friends, we will have to wrap this up. I'm sorry, we need to get ready for the very next session. And the more I talk, the more my friends at the center are sort of saying, hurry up, Delshad, we need to get going. So thank you. It has been a pleasure. We hope to see you at the next Joti or at KISC someday. Goodbye.